In the village, people from different social classes were not supposed to fall in love. Ebiere was a princess and Sukari was a beggar. Once upon a time, in a village called Buguma in Rivers State, Nigeria, there lived a wise and a kind king named Chief Tamonotari and his lovely daughter, Ebiere. Ebiere, the king's daughter, was very special. Everyone in the village loved her because she was so beautiful and smart. But Ebiere felt a bit restless sometimes. She had everything she needed, but she wanted to experience more of the world outside her palace walls. She dreamed of finding love that was about more than just fancy things. She wanted a love that was true and deep. Ebiere was 26 years old, but sometimes she felt like she was still a little girl. Even though she was a grown-up, her parents, the king and queen, always kept her inside the palace walls. They were worried about her safety, but it made Ebiere feel sad and lonely. She longed to explore the world outside, but every time she asked to go outside, her parents said no, and Ebiere would sigh and retreat to her room, dreaming of adventures yet to come. One sunny day in Buguma, there was a big festival. Everyone in the village was celebrating, and the streets were filled with music, laughter, and colorful decorations. Ebiere watched from her window, feeling sad. She wanted to join in the fun, but her parents said it wasn't safe for her to go outside. But Ebiere was determined to have an adventure of her own. Her maid, Kalaibe, was always there for her. So when the guards were busy, Kalaibe helped Ebiere sneak out of the palace. She gave Ebiere a simple dress to wear and helped her put on a scarf to cover her face. With Kalaibe's help, Ebiere felt like a secret adventurer as he quietly slipped out of the palace and into the busy streets of Buguma. She felt a rush of excitement as she wandered through the streets, unnoticed by the crowd. As she explored, Ebiere stumbled upon Sukari, the beggar, sitting under a shady tree, wearing a torn cloth. His eyes sparkled with kindness as he greeted her. Ebiere was surprised to find herself drawn to him, despite his humble appearance. Sukari welcomed Ebiere warmly and shared his stories of the world beyond the kingdom. He spoke of far-off lands, exotic creatures, and the beauty of nature. Ebiere listened intently, captivated by Sukari's perspective on life. For the first time, Ebiere felt truly alive as she walked through the streets of Buguma freely. She laughed, ha ha ha, and talked with the villagers, forgetting all about her royal status. In that moment, she realized that there was so much more to life than the confines of the palace walls. And it was all thanks to Sukari, the beggar with a heart of gold. As days went by, Ebiere continued to visit Sukari, sneaking out of the palace in her disguise. They would meet in their secret spots under the shady tree, where they would talk about all sorts of things. Sukari shared his wisdom with Ebiere, teaching her about humbleness, dreams, and the ways of the world. Ebiere cherished these moments with Sukari the beggar. She felt like she could be herself around him, without the weight of her royal status hanging over her. They laughed together, shared secrets, and forged a deep connections that neither of them had ever experienced before. As much as Ebiere opened up to Sukari, he remained mysterious about his own past. He never talked about where he came from or where he lived as a beggar. Ebiere sensed that there was more to Sukari than met the eye, but she didn't press him for answers. She was content just to be in his company, enjoying their time together, away from the prying eyes of the palace. However, beneath the surface, a conflict was brewing. Ebiere's secret visits to Sukari put her in danger of being discovered, and Sukari's hidden past threatened to come between them. Despite their deep connection, there were secrets lurking in the shadows, waiting to be revealed. As Ebiere and Sukari spent more time together, their friendship blossomed into something deeper. They laughed, they talked, and they shared their dreams and fears. Before they knew it, they had fallen in love. But their love was like a flower growing in the shadows. Even though it was beautiful and strong, it faced obstacles that threatened to crush it. In the village, people from different social classes were not supposed to fall in love. Ebiere was a princess and Sukari was a beggar. Their union seemed impossible because of society's rules and expectations. Despite these challenges, Ebiere and Sukari's love only grew stronger. They couldn't help how they felt about each other. They were willing to defy society's norms to be together, but deep down, they knew that their love would face many obstacles on the paths ahead. One sunny afternoon, while sitting under their favorite tree, Sukari finally opened up to Ebiere about his sacred past. He told her that he was not just a simple beggar, but a prince from a neighboring land. Ebiere's eyes widened in surprise as she listened to his story. Sukari explained that he had been forced to flee his kingdom after a palace coup. His own family betrayed him, oh no, and he had to hide his true identity to stay safe. So he chose to live as a beggar in Boguma, far from the turmoil of his homeland. Ebiere was shocked by the revelation. She couldn't believe that the kind and wise Sukari was actually a prince in disguise. But as she looked into his eyes, she saw the truth of his words, and her heart went out to him. Despite his royal status, Sukari had chosen to live a humble life, finding solace in the simplicity of the streets. And now, he had found a true friend and a confidant in Ebiere, the king's daughter who had longed for adventure beyond the palace walls. As they sat together under the tree, Ebiere realized that their bond was stronger than ever. She vowed to stand by Sukari's side no matter what challenges lay ahead. And with that, their friendship blossomed into something even more special. Bound by trust, loyalty, and the promise of a brighter future. As Ebiere and Sukari enjoyed their time together under the tree, they didn't know trouble was coming. Chief Tamunotari, Ebiere's father, had made plans for her to marry Prince Amakri from a neighboring kingdom. Ebiere didn't want to marry someone she didn't love, but her father said she had to, or else she would lose everything. Meanwhile, Ebiere's secret meetings with Sukari were discovered. Guards arrested Sukari, and Ebiere's heart sank. She knew she had to do something to help him, but she didn't know how. With her father's announcement of her betrothal and Sukari's arrest, it felt like the world was closing in on her. Feeling desperate, Ebiere knew she had to act fast. She couldn't let Sukari stay locked up, and she couldn't marry Prince Amakri either. So she turned to her friend Kalaibe, her maid, for help. Together, they make up a plan. They sneaked into the palace and found where Sukari was being held. With careful planning and quick thinking, they managed to free him without anyone noticing. But that was just the beginning. Ebiere knew they needed proof to expose Prince Amakri's true colors. With Sukari by her side, they set out to gather evidence of the prince's corrupt dealings and his involvement in Sukari's father's death. It wasn't easy. They had to be sneaky and clever, avoiding the prince's spies and guards. But Ebiere was determined to uncover the truth and clear Sukari's name once and for all. After a lot of sneaking and hiding, Ebiere and Sukari collected enough evidence to prove Prince Amakri's bad deeds. They gathered all the papers and letters that showed how he was involved in the death of Sukari's father. With their evidence in hand, Ebiere bravely went to her father, Chief Tamunotari, and showed him everything they had found. When Chief Tamunotari saw the truth, he was shocked and angry. He immediately ordered Prince Amakri's arrest. But Chief Tamunotari also realized something important. He saw how wise and brave Ebiere had been throughout everything. He saw her determination to do what was right, even when he was hard. And so, with a proud smile, he gave a blessing for Ebiere to choose her own path in life, knowing that she would always make him proud. With her father's blessing, Ebiere and Sukari got married. Wow! After the marriage, they set off on a journey to Sukari's homeland, determined to reclaim his rightful place as the king. The journey was long and full of challenges, but Ebiere and Sukari faced them together, just like they always did. Along the way, they met many people who needed help, and they used their wisdom and compassion to make things better wherever they went. Finally, when they reached Sukari's kingdom, and with the support of the people, they confronted those who had wronged him. With Sukari's bravery and Ebiere's cleverness, they were able to prove his innocence and reclaim his throne as the king. As the new rulers of the kingdom, Ebiere and Sukari promised to rule with fairness and kindness, just like they had always done. They knew that together they could make the kingdom a better place for everyone who lived there. And so, with hearts full of hope and love, they began their new adventure, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The story teaches us that love and friendship are very powerful things. Ebiere and Sukari became friends even though they were from different worlds. They show that it doesn't matter where you come from or how much money you have. What matters is the kindness in your heart. The story also teaches us to be brave and stand for what is right. Ebiere didn't want to marry someone who didn't love her, and Sukari didn't want to stay locked up unfairly. So they worked together and faced their problems with courage. Another interesting story is dropping very soon. Subscribe to this channel if you're yet to do so. It is free. Do not miss out on these interesting stories. Thank you for watching. Bye.